Scrap to Sketch with Susanne from the channel Schnurro and myself. Yeah, this time I had a short talk to in German, so that's why I have to make an over voice here as well, and maybe my gesture will not coordinate with what I'm talking about here. Because this is I always do my videos in German and in English, and this part is basically in German. Okay, so that's it. I'm talking a little bit about the kit I'm using. This is the October kit from HipKit, and I was not very happy. And then at the same time, or a day later, when I got my kit, it turned out that HipKit decided to include all the December stuff, so the Christmas stuff, in the December kit. For me, this means as a European that I will get all the December or the Christmas stuff by the end of December, but I was really planning on having them with the November kit because the past years they had the Christmas stuff in the November kit, and it was really convenient because then even we as non-Americans could have the Christmas stuff for December and work on our December daily or whatever we wanted to do. So this time it's not, and I was really frustrated when I read it. This means that I have to think about how I want to do it, and I didn't want to go and buy, or I don't want to go and buy some extra stuff, and then I don't want to cancel my subscription with HipKit, even though this really sucks. I mean, this October kit is totally not my style, but this is something what you always have to take into account when you subscribe to a kit. Some months are totally your style and some months aren't. So, but I will go and use it anyway. And yeah, and for the December daily and the December kit, I normally would work on my December daily every day in December. But this year I have to come up with something else. So I was thinking about it, and my plan now is to write down every day in December what happened, and then in January I will basically sit down every day in January and make one page. If I'm happy about it, nope, I'm not. But that's the point. I have to live with it, and I have to work, make it work, make it work. So yeah, and then I thought maybe I can take the chance and show one video every day in January. So I will take you with me on my December daily trip this year, or basically next year. Because I plan on filming my process for my December daily, so how I build my mini. I will basically make a Coptic Stitch mini album, and then fill the page every day, so one page every day, and I'm going to film it so that there will be one video every day. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay, maybe you have the same, because for me it's really annoying. We have the subscription, and yeah, I can understand maybe it's too early for December kit, but I feel like that if they don't want to reach out to all the scrappers on the world, and this is what it feels to me, that they kind of leave us behind and only consider their American customers, but not us as European or maybe from other parts on other countries. So yeah, I'm pissed, but I have to work with it. And so this time I'm using a picture of myself, and this is a picture from my vacation in June. And since I was really lost with the kit, I thought maybe I go with the same challenge the design team members had. They had the task to create a layout about themselves, because the kit is mainly about or the whimsical collection is about being creative or create something. And this is how they probably came up with the topic. And yeah, so I thought I will do the same, even though I don't know. And I really struggled. It is too colorful. I don't know what to do. I mean, there are stickers about like a needle and some yarn, and so yes, I do crochet and I do some stitching, but I never have pictures about it. You understand? I mean, for me, I was never a big fan of the Page Evans collection because they are really, really colorful. So yeah, we have to see. But I pulled out one piece of white cardstock to help me out and tone it down a little bit. And when we go to the sketch here, we will see that it's probably helpful to have a piece of white cardstock. As you can see, there's a lot of going on the right hand side and the bottom corner. So I'm using the kit for the first time, and I'm going, this is what I always do. I go through the pages, through the papers, and check which paper would look good with my picture. So, and then I'm thinking, maybe would it be more sense to turn the sketch a little bit, or yeah, but it didn't work this time. So I'm using a white piece of cardstock. It's from Basil, and then I'm using this really dark pink or magenta type of color paper with the crosses as my triangle on the right hand side. And first I'm measuring how big I want to have it, and the first one is too small, and then I make it a bit bigger. And this time I don't show you the whole process because it took me maybe an hour to arrange everything behind the triangle, and now the video is like almost 18 minutes. Otherwise it would have been like almost an hour, even though we're speeding it up 4 times, because I speed this up 4 times. Yep. Good. Now I have my triangle, and I take some double-sided tape to adhere the 2 shorter sides. I don't adhere the longer side because, as I said, I plan on tucking stuff behind this triangle. So that's why I only adhere the 2 shorter sides. And again, I have to tell you, I'm lost. So what I'm doing now is I'm going through the stuff, and sometimes when I'm open stuff for the first time, you can smell it. And I was so disappointed with a few pieces of the kit. For example, these figures, they are not well made. There are scratches in the words. They smell really funky, and the adhesive is weird. It's really, really sticky. And I always, when I work on a title, I prefer to take off the sticky part, and so I can move it around on my layout as much as I want to. And this here was so stuck to it, it took me a long time to take it off. So yep. And also the rub-ons, they smelled not nice. I have to say. So I mean, all the scrapbooking supplies, they are not really cheap, right? So at least I expect that they are well made, and if not, then don't sell them for these high prices. So yeah, I was a bit angry about the kit. And normally I would only use the stuff from the kit, because this is also a challenge Susanne and I have, that we make the sketch or make the layout according to the sketch and using only our kit. But this time I couldn't work with the alphabet stickers. So I go to my stash and I grab this grayish alphabet stickers, and I'm using them for my title. So now I'm going through the ephemera pack. It's from Vicky Buden, and it's so much color and different shapes and different fonts, and everything is too much basically for me. There are probably a lot of people and they always like it if it's like this, but for me it was so overwhelming with all the colors in the kit, with all the different fonts in this ephemera pack, and basically different type of styles. And it's good if you have a variety, but it was really too much for me. So, and here it starts the part where I'm moving stuff around and trying out where to place it, and I will even go and not only use these ephemera pieces for my embellishment. Here I also go for the flowers, and you will see I basically use too much. So this is my fault, of course, but I was in a mood and I was tucking behind, and I thought, oh, maybe here's a little gap, I have to place something there, and then I went totally overboard with the flowers, and yeah, it's an exploded rainbow in the end. Oh my goodness, but that's the way it is. I'm not very fond of my layout, and maybe I could say I redo it, but nope, I will not redo it. The only thing what I'm planning, or maybe do, I don't know yet, is maybe making another layout with the same pictures but not using the same sketch. So that's why I'm saying I'm not redoing it. For me it was a little bit too empty on the top left hand corner, so but you will see in the end I will put something there. The sketch didn't call for it, I believe, I don't remember, and I don't have the layout in front of me now, so but I will do something with the corner there as well. So some pieces, they don't have the right shape I prefer, so I just cut them down. And of course with all these bigger pieces I don't need the whole piece, and I can use them later on. I always save the stuff I cut off from ephemera pieces, because it's often you can use them for some layering, and it's good. So yep, now I'm just working on my layers behind the pictures, and I'm trying to use more liquid glue because I think it's more or it's better for the environment to use liquid glue instead of double-sided tape, because when I use double-sided tape I always have the tape backing, and it's more waste or more trash. So I really try to incorporate my using my liquid glue more often. And now I'm just I distress the long side of my triangle, and it didn't work with the scissors because I already adhered it, but I have this this gest tool, and you can use it even though some stuff is adhered to my layout or to your layout. So some foam tape behind the pictures to raise it up a little bit, and now I'm again working on my title. My title will be I Create My Own Happiness, and so this is what I always remember, that I'm the person who is responsible for my own happiness. So even though sometimes people are mean or people do stuff I don't like, it's all about how I handle the situation. And of course I'm mad, but then I say I mean if they are treating me like this, they don't mean anything to me, so I don't have to consider them and consider what they are doing. So, and at the moment I'm really struggling also with my job, or with what I'm doing, basically a type of job I'm doing. So for me, spending or using my spare time and doing stuff I like is really important. So I think a lot of people have this. So if we struggle in our jobs or it doesn't make us really happy, and I go with making my private life and making the time I have for my own really important and do the stuff I really like. So that's why I always say, Steph, remember, you are responsible for your own happiness and nobody can or will help you. And I'm a really independent person, and I had to learn very early on that I have to do stuff by myself. And yeah, so, but I'm happy with it. So I'm happy that I know I'm responsible for myself. So I'm not a person who's saying, okay, if they are mean to me, my life is bad. So basically that's what I want to say. I know I can make my life happy or better and be happy, even though not everything is good. So yeah, now I did some embellishment in the upper corner or the top corner, and I'm cutting off all the excess. So, and that's it. You see, it's really like a rainbow, an exploded rainbow. I have to say, nothing is in order, everything is all over the place. Alright, so now I'm working on the last part of my title, and here I have to think. Happy, it's a Y, but happiness, it's an I. So, yep, writing it correctly. Sometimes I have to think, because I mean, I use English quite a lot, but it's not my native, it's not my mother tongue, so sometimes I have to think. But I thought with the Y it looks weird. At least it works already, or still. So I'm using my T ruler here to have a straight line for my title, and that's it. So this is the final layout, and I'm really curious what Susanne created this time with the sketch and the kit. I hope you liked my take on it, and maybe you also use the sketch to create your own layout. And if you're on Instagram, you can link us. And I would say, have a nice week. See you next time. Bye bye.